We'll literally show you the Korea that you've been wanting to see.
Time to experience the nooks and crannies of Korea's with your own 2 feet on
K-Patch
with Cedric.
It's a Monday, you may have had a fantastic weekend and you're not happy to be back at work. Well, this is your boost. Cedric comes in with a fantastic video that we've dispatched him on the previous week, and I'm really personally looking forward to today's. How you doing, Cedric, before we get to things?
Oh, I'm doing good.
You're looking very smart. I like the kind of almost army fashion with that jacket, because I think
it's the color, yeah.
I think there is a very similar padded jacket that Korean guys get from the army. I think they can keep it, and it's apparently super warm, and then whenever it gets super cold in the winter, they can chuck that on and reminisce about their days in the forces, perhaps.
Right. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that, but yeah, I tell you what, I am pretty toasty right now with this jacket on.
Gyeongbokgung is apparently, I believe, the name of that jacket.
Oh.
I haven't got one, Cedric, so I might pick your brain as to where you got that.
Okay,
because it seems like these days in Korea, there's a reminiscing about the army trend. Have you seen one burger chain has come out with the kunderia, so the burgers that you could get in the army every Sunday, apparently, that came out for a meal.
No.
So, yeah, maybe you're on the tip of the trend. You didn't even know it. So amazing
like
stuff. How have you been over the past 7 days since we saw you?
Not bad, not bad. It's been a little bit more low-key, just sort of doing the same old work, but at home. Didn't really go anywhere. Interesting.
I keep seeing on social media your posts of Jeju, though, so I keep thinking, is he gone back? But that is absolutely stunning photos of you, especially the ones at Songsan Ilchubong, that kind of big crater.
Sure,
Did you enjoy your time hiking up there and taking some good photos?
I enjoyed the photo taking part, the hiking up, because it was literally all stairs. Because before we actually went up, I thought it was going to be like your traditional like hiking up a mountain, but no, it was all stairs. So it's literally a workout.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's easier for certain people because there's no rough terrain, but it does feel like it's just non-stop exercise as you go up. This is the photo that I'm talking about, where you can see the sea in front of you. That's an amazing picture. Wow. I wish our listeners could see it. Go follow Sky Sedi on Instagram if you want your dose of beautiful photography. That wasn't even you taking the photos. Well,
no, that was my significant other.
Lovely jubbly.
Yeah.
You've got a brilliant photographer. Today's hashtag, Cedric. Everyone's going nuts about this. I didn't know how much people love potatoes. It's kamja. What's your favorite potato dish? Are you a fan of potatoes in general?
Yes, I love potatoes. Oh man, potato dish.
Yeah.
I'm your basic French fry guy. It's not a dish per se, but I love French fries.
That's my answer as well.
Wow.
I was trying to be a bit more cultural and stuff like that, but
right, maybe potato casserole or something, but no.
But French fries, when they're freshly cooked, they're proper hot and crispy. There's nothing like that to beat it, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And they're so versatile. You have the skinny fries, the crinkly fries, the big steak fries. I mean, you can make like the fries with the melted cheese and all these toppings on it. I mean, you can't beat that.
Some chili on it, some sour cream, some chives. Everyone's going nuts about a bit of bacon on it as well. I'm totally on board with that. We've also got some more posts that we didn't read earlier on about potatoes. Brooke said, because I'm allergic to flour, I can use potatoes to prepare many dishes instead, like lasagna and potato pie. Oh, so in a lasagna, instead of the pasta, you can put in potato. That sounds like a good idea. And also, Dostoevsky says fondant potatoes. I've not heard of those, but you say fried skin potatoes, one side in oil, flip the other side in butter, and when they're browned, pour in some soup stock and bake in the oven.
Wow.
That sounds like a bit Moorish. Mama Wolf also saying mashed potatoes, love those. Sweet potatoes as well, and twice baked potatoes. I've heard of twice fried potatoes, but twice baked? Does that make them more delicious, I wonder?
Right.
And Samantha from Australia, last one. I do a potato bake and my kids love it. Yeah, putting a potato in the oven often gives it a kind of fluffy, soft texture. I'm going to have some potatoes for lunch today. Absolutely, 100%. So, Cedric, where are you going to take us today?
Well, we're going to probably one of the most popular places for mostly tourists. Whenever they come to Korea, they always visit. And we're going to go to this place at night, which is something that many people haven't experienced yet.
Yeah, because it's not open year-round at night, which maybe is a bit of a shame, because I think it would be pretty popular, except for the winter months, perhaps, when it gets too cold.
Right.
But they do just have these short periods, a few weeks, where you can visit it at night. So you were lucky enough to go recently to Gyeongbokgung Palace.
That's right.
Oh, lovely. So what are we going to see in our first vid?
So the first video, we're going to show you a little bit of just the general environment of the palace, the gates, and also we're going to show you it's called the Gyeongbokgung, which is the part where the king used to hang out a lot. We'll talk about that a little after we watch the video.
Oh, okay. Let's take a look. So this is in front of the main gate.
Yes, this is the Gwanghwamun gate.
So you can drive past that. Even that looks lovely all year round, right? Oh, that's nice. And you can get right up close up to that without having to go in and pay for tickets, right?
Right. You can actually go into this part and just freely walk in whenever it's open. Yeah,
in that little courtyard area.
Right, because that's where you receive the ticket, and then the next gate is where you actually have to put in your ticket.
So if you've run out of money on your travels, you can still get into this area.
Right.
That looks like the main thing that appears in many movies and dramas.
That's correct. And it's really dark, but there's a big old courtyard right there.
Yeah, it does look like it's still pretty dark in the courtyard area. You have to watch your step, maybe.
Right.
People in like hanboks and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so people are just lining up just to get a glimpse of the inside at night, which is so beautiful.
Oh, that's
a little scary too. But...
You often see the king on the throne in the zombie dramas or something like that. It does have a certain spooky vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, the architecture and the colors are beautiful though.
Wow, look how intricate that is in there. The ceilings, you've always got to look up because it's much more decorative up there, right?
Absolutely.
Than down on the floor. You can't go in there, right?
No. Okay. Now, I do think that there are special tours that might allow you to go in there from what I've read, but it's definitely not a common thing, so you can't just go to visit and just walk in. So
this is part of the night tours going on at the moment due to social distancing being lowered a little bit more.
Correct.
So you went in like a certain group, was it? A certain time did you have to be there, or is it just anyone can go in at any time?
Sure. So the availability is from 7 to 9:30 on the days that they are offering the night tour, and it's also yes, you can go with a group, but I guess the word tour is a little misleading in this context because you can go in there and just walk around.
There's not a guide making you go here and telling you about this and that.
No, and maybe there was prior to COVID, I'm not sure, but I think now they just let people just walk around, and there are staff everywhere just to make sure you're not going into places you're not supposed to.
Sure.
Sitting on the throne.
It must be tougher in the nighttime to make sure people aren't going into forbidden areas because you just can't see as well.
Right.
I haven't been to Gyeongbokgung Palace inside for a very long time now. I used to go relatively regularly because relatives would take me there whenever I visited. How much is it to get in? Is it expensive?
No, it is actually 3,000 won per adult.
That's
and
very reasonable.
if you happen to have a hanbok on, you can go in for free.
Well, if you just happen to wear one, or if you plan to take some beautiful photos at night, that would be a good idea. Then free entrance. That's a really good policy, I think. The last time I went must have been more than 5, maybe 7, 8 years ago, and it was definitely in the daytime. I've never been in the night, and it looks so different because the daytime scenery is beautiful because it's got Bukhansan Mountain in the background, and that looks wonderful, but you're all just focused in on the buildings here, it seems.
Right, exactly. And of course, it goes without saying that the video just doesn't do it justice. When you're there, it's very, very enchanting, I think. And I think during the day when you go, it's a whole different feel. And, sometimes they have either those performances or they have those events at the palace during the day or the marches. Yeah,
they usually have that changing of the guard ceremony in front of that first big main gate that you saw right in front of the main road. So if you're lucky in driving past, you can catch a glimpse of it from time to time. So that was the Gyeongbokgung, the big building that we focused in on.
Right. So that is, I guess you could say historically, one of the main areas of the entire palace. Now, the entire palace is pretty huge. And so a little bit about this hall, so to speak, is this is where the king sat. Especially during the Joseon dynasty. And the dynasty was hundreds of years, from 1392 to about 1910. And they would have different, I guess, they would host like coronation ceremonies there, or a morning assembly with civil and military officials.
Yeah, in the dramas and movies, you often see either that room packed out with people and the king sitting on the throne and everyone kind of bowing to him, or in that courtyard in front as well, you'll often see lines of officials in the movies and dramas, all in front of the king. It's very symbolic that he's like higher up and looking down at them. Yeah,
right at the peasants.
Yes,
the little people. Yeah, and of course, this is where they would also have receptions for foreign envoys and people who would come in from the outside.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that we lost our monarchy because of Japanese rule and interference. We could still be one of the countries, although there aren't as many these days that still have a king or a queen, but I think it would be lovely to have, alongside a democracy, of course, like the UK has their prime minister. Sophie says it's so magnificent. Korea's done a great job in maintaining historical palaces like that. I'm astonished. Well, there is a lot of refurbishment, especially that main gate in front of the road. That has been completely redone in the past decade or so, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks spectacular. It's not exactly the original. Like, they always make sure things are renovated well here. And Little Pumpkin Pie says, reminds me of the Forbidden Palace in Beijing, especially the throne room. I haven't been lucky enough to go there. I'd love to compare and contrast. We'll see another video from Cedric. We'll take your messages. Your photos and videos are also welcome of anything lit up at night that is cultural or a tourist attraction. Kakao Talk, our username is Daily K. This is a song request from Sophie. You've asked for Lin's Back in Time. You said it's about palaces in Korea today, and that's Back in Time as well. And it's from your favorite K-drama, The Moon Embraces the Sun. Let's get to this. The Korean title is 시간을 거슬러. That does have the vibe of an old K-drama, a historical one, and looking into the palaces. And I think many of them are used for the filming locations for those historical dramas, right? Have you ever got into one of those, Cedric, like a saguk, as we call them, the historical ones, where you got the king speaking down to his subjects and whatnot?
I not personally, but growing up with my mom, she was all about those.
My dad as well. Despite being English and not really learning Korean, despite being married to a Korean for so long, he would watch them intently without subtitles.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, how do you know what's going on? And he's, I just know. And he'd love those way more than the modern ones as well. He was all into his history and stuff like that. I guess because it's very different from like Western history. Lots of messages coming in as well.
Yep, so we have Sophie. She says that one of my idols did a tour of a night palace in his V-Live, which was in Suwon.
Oh, yes, we did mention that there is going to be the night tour of the fortress wall known as, I think, Hwasong, down in Suwon as well. And talking about idols, wasn't this featured in Jimmy Fallon's show as well?
Well, yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, because just recently, about 2 weeks ago, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, which happens to be one of my favorite, I guess, night shows.
Do you get still watch it in Korea, like clips and stuff?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
So they did basically a week-long special featuring BTS.
Like every day,
like
right?
Every
Performing.
day. Yeah, which is, you've made it when you get a week-long of real estate on the Jimmy Fallon show. But so basically on each night they had special performances, and let's see, I think it was the first night, they actually performed the song. Sorry, I'm just trying to scramble through my notes here. They performed the song.
I know what. I don't know the song either. It might have been Dynamite, but I don't think it was.
Idol. Actually, they performed Idol in front of Gyeongbokgung Palace at night. And I think this was like a green screen type of performance. Yeah, so this aired September 29th. So if you want to look it up, it was a September 29th episode.
Yeah, and that would have been maybe the first time for lots of watchers of that show to see the palace itself. Right.
So that was amazing. And I bet a lot of even Koreans probably saw the night view in that way, probably for the first time too.
Yeah, with a K-pop group like performing in front of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, special, isn't it?
Right. And then they also, on another day here, they performed another song called... let's see. I'm sorry about this because I had my notes on different pages. I got it right here. Microcosmos. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
So they performed that in front of the big pavilion, the Gyeonghaeru, on October 1st. And they actually performed there live, so I guess they pre-recorded it. And they aired it on the show.
Because I thought if that was green screen, that was amazing. But I must have watched this one because they were definitely there. You could see all the shadows of all the members and stuff. Right. And it was all lit up beautifully. So not just one destination at the palace, but a couple that featured. They've done a lot for Korea and a lot for Gyeongbokgung Palace now, it seems, the boys from BTS. Siska asking from Indonesia, is it only night tours at Gyeongbokgung Palace, or do they do them at Changdeokgung or Toksugung as well? I'm pretty certain at Changdeokgung as well they have them. I'm on their English website, but there's no banner for it at the moment. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was running until about the end of this week, and then they'll close it down until the spring round of night tours as well. But it does look beautiful too. Changdeokgung Palace, much more in tune with nature, we could say, as we talked about in Yesterday Today.
Yep. Absolutely. And Joshua Lee says, I love the architecture. Is absolutely stunning. And I'd have to agree with you.
Yeah, and really the roofs and the kind of eaves that you get from the top and the underside of the roof tiling, that's really beautifully coloured in like reds and blues and greens. Really different to anything you'll see in the UK, at least, that I've come across. So we are going to go and check out the pavilion that BTS made famous, are we?
Yes, we are. We're going to see the performance, but it's not going to be the BTS performance, but nevertheless it is a performance. So this one was probably my favorite part, honestly, because it's so beautiful. So let's take a watch and listen to the performance.
Oh wow, it is like proper dark around here, isn't it? And you're just free to wander around the whole grounds?
You are within the bounds, of course.
Oh wow. Is this the performance that I can hear?
Right. So this is actual audio from the performance. Not BTS, as you can tell.
Wow, so that's on the pavilion in that pond area, right?
Right.
And you're just watching from the shore.
Right. And they were putting the lyrics right on the bottom of the pavilion, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow. So you could sing along if you wanted to, or at least know what was being said.
Right.
That's amazing. And look at it all lit up beautifully on the side of the performance there.
Right. I think we were really lucky because this doesn't happen every time. So this isn't part of the normal night tour.
Oh, I see. That's fantastic. So some traditional Korean performance to music. Maybe pansori, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be. Because they don't usually have the whole ensemble cast in that. But that's amazing.
Yeah. So again, that was my favorite part because the pavilion looks so beautiful with the different colors lit up. And then the energy from the performance was very great.
And that's just going on, and you can take it in or you could ignore it if you want. You just walk around and stuff.
Right.
So you're allowed to just go for as much time as the place is open. There's no like set limit on how long you're meant to be in there. They don't check or anything.
No. So I think as long as you're pretty much out by the time they close, which is again 9:30.
Okay.
I think they'll start scooting people out then.
Wow.
And for us, I think we went around 8:30.
Okay.
So that was well before the time of closing.
And then just came out before it was kicking out time. That's good to know. And the sun, I think, is setting around about 6:30, 7, is it, at the moment? So it's dark by about 7, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to take in the night views for a couple of hours, you can do so. But I do think it is coming to the end, around the end of this week, if I'm not mistaken. So that is a very famous pavilion there. Like you said, BTS performed in front of there, but it holds some records, right, for being one of the biggest.
Yes, is the largest pavilion in Korea. And it's 2 stories, as you could see. It's a wooden structure, and it's built over a pond, and you saw the water there that was surrounding the pavilion. It's built over that pond. It's a man-made pond, by the way. And it is west of the hall where the king actually lives.
Okay,
or not,
location.
or lived, I should say.
Maybe the ghost of the king still lives. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. And one of the purposes it served historically was it was a banquet venue for celebrations or to welcome and entertain foreign envoys during the Joseon period or dynasty.
Yeah, it's not common to have a 2-story wooden structure like that. You can distinctly see the 2 floors because a lot of even the palace buildings are just 1 story, and there wasn't a place to go up in. That's what makes it even more unique. I have photos from when I visited with my friends in 2007 in front of that pond. Like, we did something cultural, even though I will admit we were out partying most nights in Korea. We got up early one day, went there. It was freezing cold. It was end of December. But they loved it as well because where do you get to see that in the UK? Nowhere.
Right. And for the pavilion, as you can see, we were quite far away. So they don't allow you to actually go in the pavilion, but they do have special tours. Now, I don't know if it changed because of the current times for COVID, but they would have special tours that you can maybe sign up for.
Yeah.
And you'll have to come as a tour group
to get access to them.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when we went as well, you can't get there because it's like in that pond area as well. There's no physical access to it. But I think that adds to the allure of it there with the performance a little bit of a distance away. Many of you saying, that's amazing. There's like real opera, Korean style going on, says Sophie. And Siska taken aback that there is a performance there too. And it's free of charge. You don't have to pay. But apparently that, like you said, Cedric, is a special thing, not necessarily every night.
Right. So we got really lucky. So it was really fun.
Well, that's good. And Josh asked earlier, and you're saying again, what I would do with a pond that size to have fish in. I wonder if you can feed the fish as well. I'm pretty sure not. Like, I don't think that's a thing at the palace.
Right, though you might be able to get away with it because it is at night. But I don't recommend it.
We do not condone the illegal feeding of fish. We are going to play the song that we mentioned earlier that BTS performed. One last time is your last opportunity to send in your photos and videos of maybe Korean tourist destinations lit up at night if you've been, but more, I guess, meaningful would be places in your country that look beautiful at the night time. Send in those images via Kakao Talk. Our username there, once again, Daily K. Next one is Microcosmos or Soulju by BTS. Lots of love for that BTS track, surprise, especially on V Live. Lots of purple hearts, which is their thing. Mama Wolf saying, thank you for playing BTS, King Peter. Cha saying, I love BTS so much. And Zana saying, there's my dream, to request an older BTS track. Yeah, and that Jimmy Fallon week, they did some of their older stuff as well.
Right.
Was it well received by like American audiences? Are they like into seeing BTS for a whole week on Jimmy Fallon?
I think so. I think for a lot of people who are not usually into K-pop, it's interesting for them, but I think it attracts a lot of ARMY, obviously.
Absolutely.
So they get good reviews. Yeah, either way.
Fantastic. Cedric showed me a video of Jimmy Fallon doing a little collab with them on, was that Dynamite?
It was Dynamite, the new one.
Go and watch the video, and it's a mix of BTS, their in-house band, The Roots at the Jimmy Fallon show, and Jimmy Fallon in a sweater, in a hoodie, I should say, looking almost like he could pass for BTS's kind of creepy uncle, maybe.
I like that.
Good stuff. Lots of you getting onto the fish. And to be honest, I love a place with a pond and fish in it and just seeing them swim around. It adds to the atmosphere, in my opinion. But I'm guessing at night you can't appreciate too many of the koi carp in there.
Yeah. But definitely during the day, I think most of the palaces and most of the man-made ponds, you'll be able to see fish.
Yeah, it's a big thing in a lot of the parks as well. The Yongsan Family Park is one of my favourite, and they've got so many fish in there, and also lots of little, or large, I should say, terrapins, or maybe they're small turtles, I'm not exactly sure, and that's rather disturbing to see them like munch on fish sometimes, apparently. Getting on to part 3, we'll start off with some of our listener content here. It's not too late to send in a photo or a message about somewhere that looks great lit up at night in your area. Ingyin has sent in a video from Malaysia here. Let's check it out. This is Putrajaya, the administrative city of Malaysia. You can find a water sports complex and many buildings as well. There's a sky bar here which is situated at the top level of a hotel. You can see from the Petronas Twin Towers. Wow, that's a view at night, isn't it?
Very symmetrical, I like it.
And also D-Land in Tokyo is just random because he said aside from the finale performance, just walking around at night time is a treat in itself. Aw, that is beautiful, magical. I feel with this music we're in a theme park or something. It's true, everything at night has more kind of mystery and intrigue to it, right?
Yeah, there's a certain charm to it.
The theme parks here as well, because it's coming up towards Halloween, and all right, Halloween's not traditionally celebrated here, but a lot do nighttime events with some scare stuff going on. So I'd recommend going to Seoland or Eland down in Yongin. They're really good. Have you ever been to a Korean theme park at nighttime, Cedric?
At nighttime, no, just during the day.
Take Becky out for maybe the L World because it's close by in Jumshill. You can get like a nighttime ticket as well, and then you just go. The lines for the rides are not as bad usually, especially if you go in the chillier times like now or in winter. Sarah's asked, do you have any swans in Korea, and are they black or white or both? Because they look very magical having some swans out. I haven't seen a swan in Korea, I don't think. Maybe ever.
I barely see even just ducks, you know?
Yeah, if you go to the waterways, there aren't too many ducks. Herons I see quite often, you know, the big stalky kind of things with the long legs. Like, you see those from time to time, but swans, I don't know. Maybe they do. We'll need a bird expert in for you, Sarah, but thank you for your questions. Siska from Indonesia has also come to us with a video from your neck of the woods, Jakarta, I believe, here. You said this is the Monas, the National Monument night tour. Oh, wow, that's lit up pretty beautifully, isn't it?
Yeah, that reminds me of the monument in Washington, D.C.
Does it have a fountain in front of it like that?
No, I don't think so.
That looked pretty cool, didn't it? It kind of reminds me as well in Korea, maybe of Namsan Tower, which is lit up, you know, at the night time quite beautifully. Wow, it seems like lots of tourists go and see this as well at night. How tall is that? I can't get a... Oh my goodness, is that people at the bottom? They're tiny.
Wow, it looks huge, especially when you get up close.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Is that like, are we talking like Eiffel Tower tall? That does look much taller than I originally assumed.
I love the fact that the light sort of changes as well.
Yeah, pulsating almost. I think the Ensol Tower light, they did do it for a while. I think they still might do it from time to time. They changed the lighting on the fine dust level. Mm-hmm. So like when it's really clean air, I think it's blue, and then green is the next level. When it goes orange, then you should definitely be wearing a mask. But thanks to COVID, we're always wearing masks. So we are never caught off guard by the fine dust. Where you grew up, Cedric, was there anything that you go and see at night that looked beautiful with a kind of night backdrop?
You know, my old city was not too interesting at night, except when it became the holidays, especially around Christmas time.
Where you grew up in
North Carolina. Yes. Now, up north was a different story. Having gone, one of my favorite things was to go into New York City, either directly into the city or to catch a glimpse of the skyline from New Jersey side at night.
And that looked beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful, the way New York lights up.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is in the UK as well, like in the US, I think in many suburbs and places where people live, it gets quite dark at night, to be honest. You don't want to be outside at night as well. But if you go into the city centre of London, just like New York, then there's loads to see. Piccadilly Circus is the main place, and you might not know that name, but when you see it on TV, you'll know it for the place where there's all the advertising and stuff. It's kind of like our Times Square, I suppose, which New York is famous for. And then also Tower of London, much like the Korean Palace, it looks brilliant at night. Looks a bit spooky as well because people used to get their heads chopped off there. But quite gruesome past. Sarah asking, is the Namsan Tower near your radio show where you guys air Daily K? Well, we're very much south of the city. That's north of the river. But on a clear day, you can see it from the windows of the bathroom here at Arirang.
Right, as Peter never fails to mention for sure.
I highly recommend it as a tourist destination. If you come to the Arirang building, we'll let you in the toilets. But today, it's actually quite dusty outside. I saw the air.
Yeah, it didn't look too clear when I was in the subway looking at the outside view over the river.
Yeah.
It looked kind of ugly.
There's a blanket of dust out there for some reason. I'm not sure why it's got so bad because we've been pretty good with fine dust thanks to COVID and industries being a bit less active, I suppose.
Yeah.
We got time for some quick palace facts, Cedric. Thanks for bringing these in.
Oh, no problem, because I get to learn as well, so I think I could share the knowledge with you guys. But a little bit about the palace is it was constructed and completed in 1395. This is towards the very beginning of the Joseon Dynasty, which was, I believe, 1392, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
So from the very beginning, I guess to stamp that this is the start of our dynasty, here's a palace.
Right. And so what happened was during that time, they moved the capital city of Korea, which was one peninsula at the time, to Seoul from Kaesong, which is in modern-day North Korea. And at that point, they said, you know what? We need a palace. So they built it.
Nice. And it was known as Hanyang back then. So that was the first instance of this area being known as the capital. That's good to know. We did yesterday today, because today in history, I think it was 615 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, the secondary palace was built, and that was just in case anything happened to the first palace. We got an answer from our producer as well for Sarah, a bird expert, or at least good at Googling. We do have both white swans and black swans as well, in especially the autumn and the winter time, I guess, as part of their migrations. I'm not sure where you can see them. The only swans that come to mind are those swans boats in Yeouido. Have you seen them that you can get in and like pedal around?
Right.
But they're not real, obviously. Apparently, yes, on the east coast is where you'll be able to find them at this time of year. I might go swan hunting. Well, not to kill them or eat them, just to take some photos, I promise. Cedric, thank you so much for coming in with that beautiful night tour.
No problem.
You know what next week's theme is?
Yeah, so next week I'm going to be taking you guys to Donimun Museum Village, which is a old cultural traditional museum that has different eras of Korean architecture and living.
Oh, it's like a little mini village. It's in Seoul, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, I've never been. I'm looking forward to seeing that. We'll see you again next Monday.
Okay, see you guys next week.
All right, so get your traditional village photos and videos by next Monday and send them in to us. We're going to finish off this segment with some Sunmi. This is Porapitpam.